Welcome to the Back to Life podcast, where we explore living well, loving well, and being well. I'm your host, Nicole, and I invite you to tune in for inspirational conversations to get you back to life. Let's get started. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Back to Life podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and today, we are getting into some interesting stuff. This is the second episode of our Has Anyone Seen Love series, and we're calling this one, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Because let's be honest, love in the moment is easy when the playlist is good, dinner is hot, and everyone is smiling. But what about when things get hard? What about when you're feeling messy, vulnerable, or just plain tired?
You know, when you're hangry and you don't know yet.
Of course. Okay. But listen, emotional safety is one of the most underrated yet most essential parts of a healthy relationship. It's what allows love to stay when things get real. So today we are going to dive into what emotional safety looks like, feels like, and how to create it with the people you love the most. And of course, I'm joined again by my favorite co-host / husband, Mr. Preston Green.
Glad to be back, and I'm glad I didn't embarrass myself, so I get invited back.
Oh my goodness, barely. But let's get into business. Because I think it's a conversation so many couples, so many friends, even families need to hear. Let's break it down. So emotional safety is the feeling that you can be your whole self, your real self, no mask, without fear of judgment, punishment, or rejection. It's when you know, I can say what I feel, share what I fear, and I won't be dismissed, attacked, or left hanging.
Yeah, it's like you can tell the truth and be kind of awkward in front of somebody, and won't hold it against you or weaponize it later.
Yeah. Or it makes you feel less than or overly sensitive for even sharing it in the first place. Yeah. Emotional safety makes it safe to connect, to heal, and to grow. So let's be honest. It's not just built in. It takes effort.
Yeah, especially if you're coming from two different backgrounds or two different cultures. It takes a while to kind of mesh together for a little bit.
Yeah. Listen, some of us were raised in households where you didn't talk about your feelings. And some of us were raised in houses where you couldn't stop talking about them. So, we all have different emotional toolboxes.
And we're not naming names.
Okay, I didn't say anything. But it's true. When we came together, we had to learn how to make each other feel emotionally safe. Yeah. And we're still learning because it evolves over time. Yeah. So let's talk about our journey with emotional safety. For us, I think, one of the biggest things we had to learn was how to disagree without doing damage.
Yeah, because, just because you're a couple or in love doesn't mean you're not going to disagree on some things. You have to know when it's safe you have to know it's safe to be able to be honest with that person, even when you disagree.
Yeah. And, that person, still has your heart and mind. Yeah. And I love that. Yeah. I love that.
It's knowing the goal is not to win, but understand. And sometimes slowing down, checking your tone, and making space for when the other person is really saying underneath the words. Like I said before, you may win the battle, but ultimately you may lose the relationship, and that's what you don't want to do. So you kind of have to temper it down to a certain extent.
Play chess.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. For me, emotional safety meant knowing that I could bring my full heart, even the anxious, insecure, or messy parts, and you wouldn't see me as less than. That you wouldn't withdraw your love or presence when I'm struggling. Or was struggling. Excuse me. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I think it was more of being able to I'm demonstrating it now. Not having the perfect words to say or doing certain things the right way, but not being interpreted is not caring. I mean, maybe I just don't know how to interpret it verbally, but action-wise, it comes across.
You need a lesson.
Yes. I need a speech therapist.
Sometimes people just need room to do things differently or to process things differently without pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's look at how to build emotional safety and, the things that we've learned or are still learning that help us feel safe in our love.
All right, I'll start. Tip number 1, make listening your love language. Put the phone down, turn to your spouse or other, and let them know that you matter and they're the most important thing to be heard from right now.
Don't just hear to respond. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah. All right, tip number 2, normalize emotional check-ins. Ask questions like, how's your heart? Or is there anything you've been carrying lately? Okay, put it in your own words if you don't like that. But I'm just saying, just be curious. Yeah. Be curious. Inquire about how the other person is doing. It's simple, and it also opens the door.
Yeah. Tip number 3, apologize like you mean it. Not I'm sorry that you feel that way.
I wish you would.
But I'm sorry for what I did. I understand it hurt you. What can I do to make it right? And the make it right is the emphasis there.
All right. Look at growth. Okay. All right. My last one is tip number 4. Create safety before you need it. Emotional safety is a daily deposit. How you talk to each other on the small days prepares you for the big ones. A lot of times, we're not thinking about those things, but it's always be mindful of your audience. And here's the truth. Love that lasts is built on trust, tenderness, and safety. It's not perfect, but it is present. And it chooses to come close, even when it's uncomfortable. I tell my clients that foundation is vulnerability, transparency, and honesty. And if you can do those 3 things, you have some good building blocks to start, for your relationships.
Yeah, and when you have that emotional safety, it makes love a nice, soft landing spot for when things do get hard or when you do get down.
Oh, yeah. So the real question isn't just, will you still love me today? It's, will you still love me tomorrow when I'm tired, I'm unsure, unfiltered, and fully me?
And if we're doing this love thing right, the answer is yes every time.
Oh, all right, everyone. That's it for today. Thank you, Preston, for joining me again and being real about what it takes to build emotional safety. You make this love thing worth working with. Or working for.
Oh, thank you. Right back at you, girl.
Oh, it's if this episode blessed you, encouraged you, or even made you laugh a little, share it with someone you love, and don't forget to download our free love audit worksheet from the previous episode. It's still available in those show notes. Next week, we're closing out the series with The Closer I Get to You. A conversation about closeness, intimacy, and soul-deep connections. I hope you can tune in. And until then, keep loving, keep learning, and keep coming back to life. You guys be well.